Doomsday 3.
Yeah, we had Doomsday 1.
And get kicked out of the game. I'm going to get an easy again. No question in my mind.
He came from one of the toughest areas of Phoenix. Most of his friends were even in Force.
Praying for safety and
Got people on the defense talking about it. You better get your ass to the ball. You better get to the ball.
I just gotta say, when it comes to Dallas,
Different.
For sure, and they would have thrown it off because
This guy gets off you.
And then I go to bed every night like, G man, I promise you that we got a special What is up, Cowboys Nation? Good morning to you. Know your boy Mike Tag is hanging out in Arlington. My last trip to Dallas for the season, so it's been bittersweet, right? It's been a tough year, but I saw him win last week. Going to see him play this week, so I expect to see a win Sunday night tonight at AT&T to finish this little trip of mine the right way. Had a great time so far, man. Had a great time hanging with Cowboys Nation. It's been a little quiet here the holiday season, but hit the mall, did some last minute shopping, got a little bit extra gear, went to the Cowboys outlet, which was pretty cool. Picked up some nice pants for like $30, regularly $80. So any of you guys who don't know about the Pro Shop outlet, it's up in Frisco. Definitely check it out. You can get some deals. I mean, they're limited on sizes. The big guys like myself, the extra large and above, you're a little limited. But if you wear small, they've got a ton of stuff for you. So it's really good. So definitely welcome everybody. I'm doing this from my phone, so I will try and get some of your comments and some of your stuff on there. But obviously limited being in the hotel, hanging out in the Lowe's. We're on the new side, the new Lowe's part that they built. Really good, man. It's badass. Obviously convenient because you're in walking distance to the stadium, but did this thing up right and got some good value at the hotel. So no complaints there. No complaints there. So definitely looking forward to a great day of football. We had college football yesterday. We can get into more of it later, but I mean, looking at these playoffs, I mean, it really wasn't much of a playoff. A lot of mismatches, a lot of blowouts, and you don't know if, hey, maybe some other team should have been, in there instead of some others. But I mean, at the end of the day, there's a process that they have. You need to fulfill that process. Do I think Alabama, Ole Miss, Miami would be better matchups in the playoffs? Sure, but at the end of the day, they've got to they those teams should have handled their business, and then it would have left it out of everybody's hands. So definitely, what's up, everybody in the chat? This is just laid back, talking Cowboys. We got a little glimmer of hope. We got a little glimmer of hope for the playoffs. So we're gonna see what happens. What's up, my man Frank? I see Steve, see Jonathan, all that good stuff. Actually, give a shout out to. I was hanging out in at Texas Live. I do cameos. You guys who don't know, I do some cameos, get a lot of requests. I think I've done 4 of them since I've been here. And I had one from a family who was surprising their son with a trip to Dallas. They're at the game. So I did it before I left and just hanging out at Texas Live and see a young man walking by with his father, and he's like pointing at him. He's, hey man, aren't you Mike Tag? And so got a chance to meet Luke. So definitely give a shout out to Luke. He's at the game for the first time. We never want to see him leave and no new fans and for their first time leave disappointed. So hopefully the Cowboys get it done. They're gonna have to work. They're gonna have their work cut out. So we'll see what happens. But then I got one more cameo I'm going to drop, and then we got the hype video. The hype video is going to be very special. We're going to drop that this morning. I got to run over to AT&T after I get done with this, but it's going to be a special one. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to this one for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I got to have a special guest join me for the video. So it's going to be good. So what's up, EJ? Curious how the fantasy football, this is for the Cowboys Cave, channel. We do a fantasy football league. The winner gets a custom cut from our man Cuts by Jones. So I believe we're in the final 4. I know Jimmy D's in there. I believe EJ's in there. I think Jeff's in there. I'm not sure. I know I'm missing one. I don't know if it's Doug or not, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, we don't get EJ repeating. Not that we don't want back to back, but we can't have this man dominating. Boys in the zone. YouTube channel dominating the Cowboys cave. I mean, that's not how it's supposed to work. So Jimmy is our lone survivor of the Cowboys cave crew. So hopefully he'll be able to get it done. I believe he's a lone survivor. Hopefully he is. But anyway, looking at the game, tonight with the Cowboys. Obviously, defense has been playing well. Defense has been battling. The offense has been obviously really good with Rico running the football, getting things going. Passing game, obviously CD does his thing, but Cooper Rush, I just don't have a lot of faith in him. So I'm gonna have to get my reading glasses. I'm trying to read you guys stuff and I can't see shit. So I am going to clean these my reading glasses so I could see what you guys are writing because I don't know if anyone's bad mouthing me. So let me get these bad boys on so I could see. Hey, look, now I can see everybody, man. Bills Mafia. What do I think about Bills Mafia? I like the Bills, man. Their fans are passionate. They definitely they bring it. But I'll never count Patrick Mahomes out. So until I see Patrick Mahomes get beat in the playoffs, especially by Josh Allen, I'm gonna have to just put my money where my mouth is, and that would be on Kansas City. So, but we'll see. But looking at the Cowboys, I think the defense is going to be able to hang. I think the defense can hang with them. It's just if they don't keep it close and they got to fall where the Cowboys are going to be, passing predominantly. I think that's a recipe for a disaster for the Cowboys, and I just don't think it works out well. So I think for the Cowboys, they're going to play some strong defense, run the football, shorten the game up a little bit, hopefully capitalize any kind of mistakes. Baker Mayfield's been up and down. I love him as a quarterback, but he's made some mistakes too. They've been on a 4-game winning streak. Really hadn't beat great teams, but except for the Chargers. The Chargers, really good football team. That's the game that sticks in my head. Like, man, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the Cowboys are going to be able to get it done, but hopefully they do. Hopefully Philly handles their business because I bet on them to handle Washington because I will say it to the end. I'm not a believer in Washington. It's not knocking them. I think they're a good young football team. I don't think they're ready. I just don't think they're ready yet. So I think the Eagles beat them easily, and I bet on that. So I expect that to happen. And yeah, my man Frank, he's had some traveling issues. I'm hopefully going to be able to meet up with him and the family next week. But yeah, he's going to miss the game, and we don't like to hear that. Hopefully, they've got the game on the flight now. Hopefully, they've got it on the flight, so that would be good. And I didn't jinx your call because I bet on the Eagles to beat them last time. So and I won that bet. So you're fine. You're fine. You got nothing to worry about. You guys should be handling them. It shouldn't be. You hate the Chiefs. Well, I agree, Nate. I mean, if I was a Bills fan, I would not be digging the Chiefs because they've ended my season. It's kind of like the way the Cowboys are with the Packers. It's kind of like the way the Packers were with the Cowboys in the 90s. We ended their season every year. The Packers seem like they've had our number the last, Aaron Rodgers era, and now even post Aaron Rodgers era. So yeah, hopefully, I'd love to see the Bills get over the hump. I mean, they hadn't won a Super Bowl. It'd be really cool to see Josh Allen, and that fan base is a passionate fan base. They love their football, love their team, and they deserve a Super Bowl championship. And I think, just the trouble for them is, they've got to deal with Patrick Mahomes, and that sucks. So anyway, who is your app? Oh. Who's your opponent? Who do the Cowboys hate? To me, I don't know if you're just asking about rivalry or that, but I did a top 5 Cowboy rivals of all time. And it's kind of weird because if you look at the Cowboys' top rivals historically, they're not in their division, except for probably the Washington, which could be Redskins or whatever. The Eagles are a rival of convenience. If Dallas and the Eagles are really good, the rivalry's intense. So the last 15 years or whatever. The Dallas and Philadelphia have been the two main teams in the NFC East. That creates a rivalry. I think the Steelers Cowboys rivalry is number one in my eyes, or even San Francisco Dallas. Even though they don't play every year, when they play, it just feels like a bigger game. It just, to me, it feels like a bigger game, and that's just me. But I would say I would look at like the 49ers probably 1A, Steelers 1B, Washington 3, Philly probably 4. I mean, they're just like I said, I think Philly is just it's more of a rivalry, internally with some of the fan base, and it's really on Philly's side more than Dallas's side. And you see it with Washington, you see it with the Giants. They all kind of hate the Cowboys together. That's just kind of the way it goes. Everyone wants to beat Dallas whenever they can. They all want to put them away. They all want to, put the final nail in the coffin. It's even when I was at the airport, I'm listening to Tampa fans, and they're, you know, talking about Dallas, and we hate Dallas, and we hope that, I mean, we never even play Tampa. I mean, we play them once in a while, and for the most part, we end up always beating them. So anyway, that's just, it goes with the star in the helmet. And I'm in the Christmas spirit. I got my Christmas hat on. I got my Christmas scarf on. It's cold out here, so I am in the Christmas mood. So I'm not going to badmouth any of those guys. But let's see. You think we might lose and then beat the Eagles? The Cowboys played the Eagles well, and I said this before. If I'm the Eagles, I do not want to go in the playoffs riding like a 13 game winning streak. I'd almost want to lose a game. I don't like that, because then it's just the law, the effects, right? It's just you're going to lose at some point. You're not going to run it all the way through that long. So I think if I was the Eagles, I would prefer to lose one of these games coming up just to kind of get a reset, just to kind of get everything. I think it was good for the Lions. Unfortunately, they had some injuries, but I think it was kind of good for the Lions to get that loss. Get refocused, because then you start kind of drinking your old Kool-Aid and doing all that kind of stuff. So I am, and Carl, we're not betting on every single game here. This isn't a betting app. I'm not going to find myself in jail. So there is no, you guys want to go betting, you go on the Hard Rock Live betting, you go on FanDuel, you go on any of that stuff. The Cowboys Cave is not the place where you guys are going to be booking business here, because I end up getting myself in trouble. So 29-27 boys, I would take that all day. I will take that all day. My man Frankie, my big Cowboys fan, he doesn't think the Cowboys are going to get it done. Breaks my heart, Frankie, because you're one of those diehard Cowboy fans. You fly from Germany to watch the Cowboys, and I know you're upset with Jerry. You made it evident in a lot of stuff we're talking about. Just kidding, but I will never bet against my never bet against my Cowboys. Can't do it. Can't do it. I gotta hope they win all the time. So anyway, but I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a competitive game. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's my last trip here to AT&T till next season. So we're gonna make the most of it. We're gonna have some fun, and hopefully we get a heavy dose of Rico. Micah Parsons doing his thing. Davis, Leofau. I mean, all these guys that have been stepping it up on defense, Bland, all these guys. It's going to be great. So there we go. Oh, Frankie's 28-24. Okay. Did he change his mind, or did I read it wrong? Maybe I'm blind. That's much better. That's the Frankie I know. That's the Frankie I know. Um, Oh, you said Dallas Buck. Okay, I read it backwards. I'm sorry, Frank. I take back everything I said about you. You see what I said? That's what I do. If I make a mistake, I sit there and I say, I made the mistake. I made the mistake. Yes, I am blind. It was the way it came up on the chat. The Cowboys part was cut out. So it said Buccaneers 28-24. So I take back all I said. And no, we're not trading Micah Parsons. I mean, let's not be stupid. Now, let's just say if a team were going to offer you 3 first-round picks, something like that, but that's not going to happen in this day and age. And those days are long gone, especially with the salary cap. You're not going to get King's ransom anymore, because, of course, you got to pay the high price that comes with it. Micah Parsons is the heart and soul of this defense. He's the leader of this defense. I said this year is probably his best season, because what I've seen him grow and mature as a leader. in the locker room, a leader on the field, a leader off the field. So I am all in, and have always been all in on Micah. But you don't trade your top pass rusher and one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. That's kind of stupid, in my opinion. I think there's certain positions you can maneuver around. I wouldn't be surprised if this might be Diggs's last season with the Cowboys. I think some of those guys may go. Tank Lawrence might be gone, either by retirement or unless he comes back with a lesser deal. I think that Zach Martin is going to be probably retired. And yeah, definitely, if you guys are hanging out in here, I always forget. I'm not good at it. It's just not my thing. But hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the like. Hit the share. Definitely having a good time, and appreciate all the support to the channel, all the support to the Cowboys Cave family. We've got, do a lot of live shows, drop stuff every now and then. We'll have a fun off season. We're gonna bring some draft gurus because your boy, if it ain't Miami Hurricanes, I don't know much about the draft. So I'm just hoping we litter our team with some Hurricanes, get that swag back, just like we had in the '90s with all those Hurricanes that were all over this roster. So. Yeah, if I would tell you what, if I am the Eagles, I want nothing to do with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have embarrassed them the last few times in the playoffs, and I think they beat them in the regular season. They are our Packers are the Eagles are the Buccaneers to them. They, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a matchup, I don't know if it's confidence, I don't know what it is, but they suck. They suck. I would have started him a while ago, Steve. Trey Lance, you're asking the question, would they start him? Trey Lance isn't coming back next year. They're not going to pay him, and I don't know if any team pays him unless he can't demand anything, which maybe he can't. But my opinion is, if he can't even beat out Cooper Rush, they're starting Cooper Rush over it. I think you just kind of move on from that. You did a fourth round pick. It was kind of in a case of emergency, break glass if something were to happen with Dak Prescott's contract or something like that. You just had a young quarterback in the system, but it's just not a good. It's not a good thing for him. So I think they move on. So it's probably not even worth even starting him unless they want to, just give it one shot and see what he's got, maybe to be the backup next year. Yeah, Restrepo, you can't go wrong with Restrepo. I don't know if he's going to be playing in the bowl game. I know Cam Ward is Saturday, taking my son for one of his Christmas presents. We're going to go to the Canes game in Orlando for the bowl, primarily because Cam Ward's playing. If I find out he's not playing, then it's done. So, am I back? There we go. Hey, Fred, if you're watching, don't call on my phone. And then the Eagles, the Eagles have the best defense in the NFC. I don't know if it's the best in the NFL. I think statistics, sometimes you get lost in statistics, but I don't know. They're good defense. I'm not gonna hate on them, but they can't beat the Packers. So until they figure out, or the Buccaneers, until they figure that out, then I don't know what they're gonna do. So. Yeah, but you give away a fourth. That's the risk that you take when you make these kind of trades. How many draft picks make it? You know what I mean? You got to take some chances. Trey Lance was a top 3 pick, and that just didn't work out. So it's worth the shot, but it just didn't help. So anyway, so we'll see what happens. But hey, I got to go drop the hype video. I'm getting a text message from a man, Fred, Cuts by Jones. So we got to go get this done. I just wanted to check in with you guys, drop a little bit. I appreciate it. Hopefully, let's get this win for the Cowboys. Be looking for the hype video. Make sure you hit that subscribe, like, share, all that kind of good stuff. And we will be seeing you soon. We'll be checking in live from AT&T as soon as I get down there. So we'll be dropping some live videos. So you guys have a great one. I got to go get some work done. I will see you guys. Take care, and let me find my exit strategy. Exit say, let's say.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.